Hello and welcome to another episode of Focus on Tomorrow. Focus on Tomorrow is a nonprofit organization located in Chicago, Illinois. You could contact us at focusontomorrow.com or focusontomorrow.org. You could also email us at focusontomorrow.org. Today, my guest is Uriel.
How's everybody
you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you? You ready for the last episode?
Yeah, it's our last episode.
Last headliners, but I think it's going to be a good one, right? We're going to talk about a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, so let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
So the non-profit Pride School Atlanta is seen as the first school in the America South focused on LGBT community and one of the few addressing similarity concert in the nation. Court records show the surge of transgender student relates civil rights complaining files against the U.S. Department of Education from 7 in 2014 to 84 in 2016. Many complaints involving bathroom and locker room accessing are going unaddressed following court developments. So, you think more school needs to adopt LGBT friendly policy?
Yeah, I definitely think. I mean, we live in a world now where that stuff is accessible now, and it's it's legal. Having gay rights is legal. Having gay marriage is it's legal, and
yeah.
I believe there are policies that there should be some kind of policies within every community, within every school. So I mean, for that community to work in that policy and addressing what's going on. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, obviously, there's a really big issue that's going on inside in that community and in that school. So,
right.
The fact that they're all taking initiative and they are really focusing on it and telling everyone that there is problems out there. There is, LGBT communities out there that are willing to fight for all kinds of rights and basically just show everybody that they are someone and they should really focus on those kind of needs. And I really truly believe that a lot of people, especially here in Chicago or in other big major cities where a lot of LGBT communities are really strong, and there's a lot of people who are open to all this, to their sexuality. I think a lot of people here should really respect that as well. And there's a lot of problems going on with it, and we should also address those kind of problems and address the kind of situation that's going on. But in this situation right here, what's going on specifically, you said the LGBT community. How many counts were there in 2000? What was the year?
84.
2000 what?
2014.
2014. How many counts?
84 and to 2016.
So I think a lot of that too. A lot of that really helped with. A lot of that really helped within the times changing, within the years of progressing to the LGBT community, within the years of, getting the rights that they needed. I think that's what really changed too.
Right.
No one was really scared to speak up. Nobody was scared to speak up, and I think that should go on for everybody around the world. And don't ever be afraid to speak up your mind, especially supporting the LGBT community, especially if you feel like you have family members or if you have friends who are gay or lesbian, you gotta support them. You have to support them more. You have to support what they feel, what they, what they consider, what they like, basically, what they love, whether they love a woman or the same sex. It doesn't really matter. They're just all people, but. Them liking another sexuality shouldn't change them or shouldn't be any kind of different,
Yeah.
But for it being a transgender, I mean, that's really kind of iffy because a lot of people like to discuss that kind of topic,
Yeah.
Whether if you could cross dress and then you could just go inside, or you could a person who had a specific part and they took it out and now they changed their sexuality. So a lot of people like to question that morally, because they felt like God gave you this sex, as your genes and stuff. So it's like, why would you want to mess with it? But that's just another type that people just like to believe in. And me personally, do I believe in that? No. I mean, if a person feels like they want to change themselves, they for the better. I mean, so be it.
Yeah. So they should, right?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So the nonprofit organization she helped create as a First Lady partnership for the Healthier American PHA,
Okay.
where she is a honorary chairwoman will continue its work convincing food companies to improve nutrient content and labeling of products.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the group said when President-elect Donald Trump and the Republican-controlled Congress took over the January 20th, lawmakers are expected to take aim at what one of them has called burn some new rules. That's what it's called.
Okay.
On food, and school launches a new menu labeling standards are likely to be among the changes that may be under fire. And do you think the government should tell us how to eat now?
Well, I mean what she's doing in that situation as you were reading, I mean having nutrition label and really like focusing on nutrition, I think it's really important. I mean nutrition is really, I think people should be aware of what they're putting in their body, especially for any kind of kid or any kind of person who's in any kind of school, you know.
Yeah.
They need to be aware of what they're going to put in their body. You know, a lot of this stuff is really reckoning. You know, it could really hurt you down the line, especially if you keep eating. It's really bad for your health. You know, in a way. But you know, should the government tell us how to eat? Maybe not tell us how to eat, but maybe like inform.
Are they telling us how to eat?
I mean, no, I don't think they're telling us how to eat.
Is that what they mean?
I mean, no. Honestly, I mean, I think their take of telling us how to eat is just totally wrong. I think they should inform people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, not tell them what to eat, but tell them like how to eat. You know, it's a difference. You know, you're saying that they're telling them what to eat. I personally think they should not tell them what to eat. I mean, the government should tell people how to eat. We also have to be careful of, like, you know, all kinds of nasty stuff that's not FDA approved, you know, and a lot of this stuff is FDA approved. A lot of this stuff that's all these bad, you know, dietary that's going inside it, all these bad carbs inside it, all these processed foods and these frozen foods. A lot of that's really like coming in and it's really going inside, and the FDA is like really approving it, and people are eating it and it's bad. You know, a lot of this stuff's really bad for you. You shouldn't really put any of this inside your body, but I think that's one thing that government will not tell you. I mean, but of course they will tell you to eat that product because they want to sell it, and they have to market it somehow, and they want people to eat that, right? So if you make some kind of like nasty frozen chicken nuggets that are made from nasty processed, you know, created GMOs, you know what I mean? Any of that inside it, you know, they're not going to tell us that it's made out of that, but they're going to tell us that, you know, we should eat it, and it's all natural, and it tastes delicious, and it comes in so many flavors, and it's so easy, it's so cheap, you know, and that's just bad. That's just really bad. That's really, really bad, and that people should really inform themselves. People should really get informed of what's put in their bodies and what's good for them, you know. A lot of the times, you know, you don't need all that kind of bad stuff, you know, but...
You don't want to put water in your car.
Water in your car?
Instead of,
what do you mean?
Instead of gas, you don't want to put water, you know what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah, I guess you could say that's a good example, I guess, you know what I mean? But yeah, exactly, you want to put, but at the same time, you want to put good stuff in your car, right? You have a car, right? You don't want to put bad stuff into it, you don't want to just not take care of it, and instead you're going to just keep putting junk in it, and eventually it's going to break down. That's how our body is. Our body's a machine, and you have to fill it up good. So, like, the fact that she's fighting for labeling and people to label stuff right, I think it's perfectly great, because what if some people are also, you know, what if some people are really allergic to all this type of stuff? I mean, I guess there's a point where they do label it, but it's not really specific, you know what I mean? A lot of times it's really scary. A lot of people don't know what they're putting in their body, and the main thing is I definitely recommend that someone should really be informed. I mean, do you eat a lot of junk food, personally? If I may ask?
I would like to play soccer, like I'm athletic and stuff.
Right.
So my coach always tells me not prevent from that not happening and stuff.
Okay.
And I like try my best not eating, and I see the result when I eat like a bag of like Cheetos or like some chips or like pizza and some Coke or something, like anything like that. And I play my game, and you know it affects me. Like it's not the same result as it's supposed to be. So yeah.
So like on your average day for a soccer game, because you're part of a soccer team, right?
Yeah.
What do you eat on an average day? Like on a Tuesday, you got a game.
So
you have a game You have a game at 7 p.m. What's your diet like, or what's your meal routine?
7 p.m. First of all, your sleep. What's it called? Sleep. You're supposed to be sleeping right You can't be waking up at like your game is at 7. You can't be waking up at 6 and just going to your game. That's like, you gotta get up, exercise, and then the second important thing is water. Water is like way more important than anything else. And then like I would just say like protein bars, like something like that. Don't eat no like pizza or something like that. That's totally off the topic.
Right.
But yeah.
So like nothing really greasy, nothing
Nothing
heavy that's gonna basically like,
Yeah.
ruin you basically, right?
Yeah.
See, so that's like another example of just like
You have like a
being
banana,
informed. Yeah, exactly.
a
Being
fruit.
informed and knowing that putting good stuff in your body is
Yeah.
important, and it's gonna help you out throughout your whole day.
Right.
And it ain't
Probably-
gonna stop.
It gets you happier, You can't be all sad.
Exactly. If it's gonna make you happier, exactly, it makes you feel good. It makes
Yeah.
you. I don't know. It just makes you sleep better, get
Probably,
better skin.
yeah. That's
Get
like,
to
that's
breathe
the
better.
opinion. Yeah, that's true. That's
so so definitely knowing what you're putting in your body, definitely labeling,
that's
definitely
right.
being in charge of labeling and knowing how to label things is really, really super duper important, and I recommend that. So what's the third one?
All right. So third headline: Police say a woman stole baby Jesus from a native scene in Bethlehem,
In Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah. And dropped the figure off the hospital and note explaining that the baby has been dropped. The baby has been neglected by its parents and Joseph and Mary Chris. Police said 49-year-old Jacqueline Ross told them it was a joke, but they aren't laughing. And she was identified as surveillance video and is jailed on charges on theft and institution violence. And police say she was in the hospital early December 4th, just a minute after stealing 2,700 figures from a payroll plaza. And do you think this woman went too far with this joke, or people are overreacting?
I don't know. What do you think? First things first. Before I even get into this, like, what do you think? This lady, obviously, what you're saying, obviously, this lady stole baby Jesus and said that it has been neglected and it has to be back with his family, right? In a hospital. And this is just a statue that she stole.
I don't know.
Now. Now you gotta understand, this is a 49-year-old lady, right?
Yeah.
Doing this. Now, I don't understand. I don't know any 49-year-old lady that steals baby Jesus.
Yeah.
And takes it from baby Jesus from the market.
Yeah.
And takes it to a hospital saying that it's been neglected with a note. Do I think this is a joke? In her head, yes. Is it a joke? Did people take it too far? I mean, it depends how you want to take it. It depends how you take too far. It depends how you take too much. Apparently she's been arrested for what she did, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, if she's been arrested, that piece must have been really important, right? It must have been a really important piece. Yep. And yeah, so it's a really expensive piece, and she vandalized. They get arrested for vandalization. Not only that, but this happening to her, she already had a problem prior to this, where she's been arrested before, stealing over 2,700 worth of figures. So she's done this before. I don't know why she has a fascination for figures, or she has any kind of fascination for, any kind of statues like baby Jesus. But I mean, maybe she has a mental problem. Not like saying she's crazy or not, but I mean, maybe like, I don't know, she has a habit of taking a lot of statues, which is very odd for her age. So maybe you want to, maybe like arresting her is not the right decision to do.
Yeah.
Maybe like talking to her, trying to see what's going on with her.
Yeah, maybe she might be right. You can't say she's wrong.
Right. I mean, obviously it's not funny, but I mean, at the same time, you can say it's funny because, I mean, she didn't do anything wrong, I guess, right?
Yeah.
She's just taking some statues and she's just doing a random crime. It's like another random crime where it's like, it's set as a crime, but, for some reason it's illegal. But anyways, I guess you could say she was, I wouldn't say, I could say they took it too far, maybe. If they said they're arresting her for all this type of things, I mean, maybe they should really get to know her more, you know what I'm saying? Do like some kind of like one-on-one counseling with her.
That's true.
And see like what's going on and what kind of fanatic or what made her want to steal these type of statues, these kind of problems that's going on. So I personally think that they should really do that. And I mean, I guess it's funny for our perspective. My perspective, I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Why not, right? I mean, she stole the statue. I mean, I don't know why, but I mean, hey, I mean, to each his own. People have their own way of doing some kind of jokes. You know, a lot of people like to prank. A lot of people like to do all these kinds of crazy stuff. So, you know, her doing that, I think it's really intriguing. In my perspective, I think it's really intriguing. You know, I would definitely like to read something up on that. You know, what I mean, but what do you think? Did they overreact? Do you think?
Yeah, they're definitely overreacting because there's people dying and stuff, and they're worried about something like this. Or she might be true, but people are actually overreacting, causing trouble go higher and higher. Let people know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So would you have done something like this, probably, you personally?
No, not really.
Right? I mean, stealing a little stealing like a little statue from the thing and stuff. I mean, yeah, that's pretty weird. But I mean, hey, I mean, hopefully she's okay. Hopefully she gets out, and hopefully the punishment's not too bad. And yeah, get baby Jesus back on there.
All right, so let's move on to the fourth headline. All law enforcement agencies should track data and Hispanics because no one has any idea how many people insured by criminal justice system in the country are Latinos. According to the studies released Thursday by Urban Institute, non-partisan research organization, some 40 states reported race in their address.
Okay.
Yeah, and they said, but the only 15 report ethnicity. The group survived founded. Some reported Hispanics and some were like Latinos and Latino race. Rather Hispanics refer Muchico based on the country, based on our birth and ethnicity, right? Mm. It's impossible to be Latino and belong to any other race. Do you think that it's important to track the ethnicity of inmates and why?
Ethnicity of inmates. I mean, is it important? I mean, yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, you don't want to, especially for all the Hispanic people. I'm Hispanic. But I mean, I always had this funny little race thing because I would call everybody under Latinos.
Yeah.
And when you use the word Latinos, it's really just like you said. It's just basing the ethnicity off just one people.
Yeah.
And it's like saying, someone who's Asian, but it's really not like that. There's a lot of different races out there, and I believe we shouldn't be just labeled as Latino. Like, no, that person's Puerto Rican, this person is Cuban, this person is Mexican.
Yeah.
This person is Salvadoran. We're different. We're different in our own way, and we have our own ethnicity. So for a prison or for a jail cell to look under ethnicity to see how many people are there, is it good? Is it bad? I mean, obviously, we know that the mass incarceration are Latinos, right? Are Latinos, what they want to say, is, the minorities of African Americans. It's that mass incarceration. Like, we know it's that number. So that's the reason why they put it under just Latinos or African American, because those are we're the ones us minorities are the ones that are mainly locked up. We're the ones that are into trouble a lot. We're the ones that are supposedly doing all these bad things, and we have the most incarceration out of the whole world.
Yeah.
So I definitely believe that they should look into it, I guess, but not under the term of Latinos or ethnicity, maybe just on the type of people, and look at a broad situation. Look at the bigger situation. Look at the bigger concept of knowing that why is the majority of the people who are incarcerated, Hispanic?
Yeah.
Why are they Mexican? Why are they Mexican? I guess you could say, why are they black? That's dumb in a way. I guess you could say that's a dumb way to look at it. But that's just the way they do it, I guess. And, I look at my tests all the time when I do quizzes, when they tell me, oh, are you Latino, Hispanic? And I just look at all different ways to, emphasize, when it's African American, Latino, Hispanic, you have those two people, you have those bubbles to fill in. But when you look at the rest of the stuff, you have Caucasian, you have all these type of other races that go into it, and it expands, and it's kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
And honestly, getting into this type of stuff, it's kind of bad because you don't know your self-identity. It takes away your self-identity.
Yeah.
Taking away, just putting under Latinos and putting under the ethnic group, and just, especially for incarceration, as soon as we get incarcerated, you just just lose your identity. You're just labeled under one skin color.
Yeah.
You know, which is horrible. And a lot of the times, why do they even got to do it? You know, they probably. I mean, a lot of the times, some people may look African American, but they're actually Latino. Some people might look Latino, but they're actually African American. So it's like, is that why they want to do it? Is that why they're trying to discover all these ethnicities and how to just discover who's Latino, who's not? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But what's the next headline? What's the last one?
All right, let's move on. A Secret Santa has paid off nearly 5,000 in shoppers.
Okay.
Law obeys at Southwest Ohio Walmart store manager Darren Dooley tells the Hamilton Midtown Journal News the anonymous Santa paid off layaway items at the Walmart store in Middletown last week. He did say the same thing. He did the same thing last year as well.
Okay.
And people are they're just when they come into their like final payoff. Dooley said that it was overwhelming to them, and they were very grateful about it.
Okay.
And Dooley said layaways always been paid at the Walmart store in the regions.
Right.
Why do you think people like to do these type of things and then do good deeds like this and not revolt their identity while they do this?
I mean, well, first off, I mean that he's a great man by doing that kind of stuff and making donations and taking away people's layaway.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he had this weird idea. Santa had a weird idea of taking care of people's layaway because layaway you do a payment, right, and then you pay it off through months. You put it layaway, you save it up. So I guess people have problems doing with layaways. That's one big dilemma that goes on within Walmarts and Burlingtons and all that type of stuff. People like to put stuff in layaway, but for him to do that's a great deed. It's weird. I think it's kind of weird because in a small town, Ohio, and what state was it again?
It was Ohio.
In Ohio, yeah. So that's kind of crazy. Like taking care of something in Ohio for their layaways. Hey, that's awesome. That's the second year doing it. I mean, people love it, right? They get to take care of their stuff they put on layaway. I just hope people don't take advantage of it. You know. But I think doing something like that it's good. It's detailed. I think that's really detailed.
Yeah.
I guess that's really important. And to hide your identity to do something good is good because I guess you don't want people to gloat about you so much. And what kind of identity is he gotta hide? He's Santa Claus. Santa Claus is Santa Claus, man. He's not hiding no identity.
Yeah.
Whoever you are under Santa Claus, you are that person. You know what I mean? We're all little. So it's like he was. I guess in the spirit, he was never hiding his identity. But I guess I could understand the concept of people saying, why do you like to hide their identity? It's like Spider-Man or Batman, right? You don't want nobody to know their identity, or you don't want nobody to find out who they are, because they're just good people. They want to do good stuff, and I guess they don't want people gloating about it too much about them. So doing that good deed is good, and hiding your identity is always pretty fun, right? It's kind of like a Secret Santa in a way. I would definitely do something like that. Make some kind of donation. I mean, and hopefully, I don't know what Santa does, or I don't know how you get that kind of money to finish off the layaways, but to do layaway covers, to cover layaways is pretty funny, and it's pretty it's pretty interesting in a way. I mean, I'll definitely donate my best to whatever I can, but at the same time, I mean, is he gonna keep doing this?
Probably.
Maybe, right?
He did it last year.
But he could switch it up though, right? Does he have to do the layaway? He can't just do like something else, like
probably.
I don't know, gift cards. A lot of people are doing gift cards nowadays.
Yeah.
So if you do like some kind of gift cards, that could be pretty cool. And in the same way, but the Dooley guy, as we talk about the Dooley manager, I think he has a lot to do with it as well. Maybe he might be the Santa. He's probably hiding his identity. I'm just saying personally, I think he might just be it, but I mean, who knows? Personally, I mean, I think God and everyone should be in the Christmas spirit, and everyone should do some kind of good deed, definitely. Whether it's doing some kind of layaways, whether it's doing anything. A good deed is always a good deed, and it puts a lot of smiles in people's hearts.
All right. Focus on Tomorrow is a nonprofit organization located in Chicago, Illinois. You could also contact us at www.focusontomorrow.org. You could also email us at focusontomorrow.org. I would like to thank my guest, Uriel.
Yeah, man, it was fun. Hopefully we'll be back next time.
All
It's
right.
the last episode, right?
Yeah, it's the last episode.
Nice.
We'll see you guys next season, probably.
Probably.
All right, guys. See you guys next time.